Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and I am coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where it is quite chilly. There is snow on the ground and we are in winter. We're here for it. We're gonna be here for a while. So this is the Stitch Your Own Adventure podcast. And this is a podcast where I talk about my knitting and crafting, mostly knitting recently. And yeah, where I just share my projects and have a little chat. So today I don't have a ton of stuff. I've got one finished object. I've got something that I do hope to finish soon. And then I have a new project that you guys have not seen since I started it. And then I might talk about a new cast on. We shall see. Anyway, let's dive into finished objects. So you have seen these before if you have been watching this channel. If you're new, you will have not. But welcome if you are new, and thank you if you are a returning viewer. If you enjoy this video, feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I would, love to hear what any of you guys are working on or what you've been up to. So feel free to drop anything down below. All right, so back to it. Finished object. Oh, also, my tree, isn't it beautiful? We haven't really finished decorating it. We only just got it and we put the lights up. It smells really good though, so that's nice. I think it's a balsam fir, maybe. Can't remember though. Probably should have made note. Anyway, finished object. Pair of socks for me. These are made with Patons Kroy. They're in the color, I believe it is rose brown marl, and I just really like it. It is like the perfect, like dusty, wintry pink. And I'm not a huge pink person, but this I can get behind. So my socks, I usually only do 56 stitches around. I did a 60 row leg, heel flap, and gusset. I'm trying to remember. I think my foot length was about, I want to say like maybe just about 70 rows before stopping to do the toe decreases. But yes, they're finished and I'm super excited to wear them. And I even got out of a sock blocker. I don't usually do that, but I was feeling fancy today. So those are just some vanilla socks that I'm excited to have for the winter. Patons Kroy, I've had mixed experiences with it, but I think that the ones, the like marled ones, I really, really like. Haven't had issues with not having enough yarn. They can be, it's not like pricey, like it's definitely not like hand-dyed yarn, but I think at a lot of craft stores, if it's not on sale, it will run for like $7 a ball and you need two to make 2 pairs of socks. I mean, unless you're doing shorties, you might be able to get away with just one. But they are 50 gram skeins, so, $14 for a pair. I'd say that's like average for like big box sock yarn. But if you can find it on sale, that's always great, right? All right, so then that is it for finished objects. But my next project, different setup today, so I'm reaching different places. Gotta find a new way to be ungraceful on camera. My next project is my sweater. This is the Towns sweater by Ozetta. And I believe last time I showed you, I had the body. Just the body, no sleeve, no collar, nothing. Look at that beautiful folded collar. Oh my gosh. And it was a different type of like fold technique than I've done before for a folded over collar. And I'd never picked up a collar. I'd only done like top down. So this was my first bottom up sweater. And it took me a little while, but it is really nice. And the other nice thing about the way it was done, because it was top up and then you fold in and sort of like attach it down while you're binding off, I think. The nice thing about it is that it really doesn't feel like this collar is going anywhere. Like, it doesn't feel like it's just gonna like stretch and gape over time. It feels like it's there. It's in it to win it. So here it is. I have a whole sleeve done. Yay! With that beautiful long ribbing. And then that nice high neck, folded collar, and then part of the other sleeve. So that is definitely not finished yet. But oh my gosh, I mean, doesn't this just look like it's gonna be so like luxurious and cozy for the winter? I'm so excited. I really have to finish it. I think I got a little bored with the stockinette. And so I just haven't picked it up for a few days, but now that I'm holding it up, I'm just like, oof, I need this in my wardrobe while I'm here in Minnesota. This is like ultimate MN chic. Anyway, there was something that, okay, so when I talked about this sweater last time, I forgot to mention a couple things I had to do, slight modifications. Nothing modified to the pattern as in like to make the look different, but I was not getting row gauge. Not at all. Not even close, actually. I think row gauge, it's like 28 rows per 4 inches, and I was only getting like 21 or something. I can't even remember. But what I do know is that I did some math. And so for the back panel, I just knit it, you know, to the length it said, because it does provide inches in the pattern, or centimeters. I think it actually might provide both. It's awesome. It provides the amount you need to knit to. And so I just did that for the back. Everything was great, totally correct. And then I realized when I was doing the front, when I get to the part where I have to stop for the sleeves, if I just do the number of rows that is recommended, that's going to be like longer than it needs to be. So I looked at the pattern and I figured out what the proportion was, right? Like if the back goes from the bottom of the sleeve to X inches, or to X inches, and that's expected this many rows, and then the front, they want you to do this many rows, like based on the actual gauge, how many inches is that? And then based on my gauge, how many rows would I have to do to reach that number of inches? Basically, I had to do like cross multiplication, like, you know, the amount provided. This, I don't have the pattern in front of me. None of this is going to be accurate, but like, let's say they said like, okay, for the front panel, you know, you're going to do 18 rows and then stop. So I'd say, okay, 18 over 28 equals how many over my total like 4-inch gauge. And that's how I figured out how many, and I did that cross multiplication because I can't do math any other way, I guess. So that's how I figured out how many rows I needed to do for the front to get to the right height for the collar, and still have it be the same proportions as in the pattern. Does that make any sense whatsoever? I hope so. If it doesn't, leave a comment below and I'll try to explain, especially if you're trying to work through the same thing. Maybe I can explain it better with like actual numbers in front of me. I usually do better with concrete facts. And then I did have to do something similar for the sleeves, because again, if in the pattern it says, you know, do this decrease every X number of rows, but I know that my rows take up more space, you know, we'll go farther than the rows in the pattern because my row gauge is different, then I did the same thing where I said, okay, so if they want to do it, you know, a decrease, if the pattern is designed so the decrease happens every X number of rows, how many inches is that? And then what does that equate to with my row gauge? So I did make a couple modifications with that, but I am happy with how the sleeve length turned out. I tried it on and it's like that perfect, like, It goes like partway up your hand, so it just feels really cozy, but it's not gonna be like in the way, like you still have your fingers and you also don't look like you're drowning in it. We'll see how that goes once I block it, if it gets like a little too long, but I can always fold the cuff over and it'll still look fabulous, I think. So we'll see, but let's just hold this up one more time to admire it. Ooh, so nice. Yay. I just have this little pin in it to help me remember which is the front and the back. I think I'm gonna, I saw a little trick somewhere. I don't remember where I saw it. It might have been on Instagram. But I saw someone had a trick of like weaving just some black thread into the back of their sweater so that they can tell which is the back and which is the front more easily. Like just on the inside, so of course it can't be seen. But I think I'm gonna do that for this one because I have a hard time telling which is the back and the front, but there is some sort of shaping, like the front does not go as high. So I really would like to wear it as it is supposed to be worn. But yes. I'm making this using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the color Mink Heather, which is just like such a lovely neutral color. It's like a slightly cool, I think it's like a cool toned beige brownish, but yeah, I hope it doesn't wash me out too much. I like it so far. So that's my sweater. I'm feeling very proud of it. I feel like I say that every episode, but I'm like just new enough to knitting that I'm proud of almost anything I do. And honestly, I don't even think you have to be newish. I think if you've been knitting for 40 years and everything you make you're proud of, like that is amazing. That is awesome. And that's how it should be. Be proud of everything you make because you made it. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. Anyway, my final work in progress is, I believe I talked about this last time. It is a Musselburgh hat. This is a pattern by Isolde Teague, very popular pattern. It's a beanie. You can make it sort of so it fits different ways. Like it can be slouchy, it can be folded. I think I'm gonna make it fitted, but with a nice thick brim, a nice wide fold. And I'm making this for my boyfriend Ben. He picked out the yarn, so it's a color that I am sure he'll like. This is the yarn. Oh, sorry, got a hair of mine. Typical, hair gets everywhere. This is another Knit Picks yarn. It is, can I remember off the top of my head? This yarn is Hawthorne Kettle Dye. It is a fingering weight yarn. It is, I believe, 80% superwash wool. Oh, I probably have the label. Wouldn't that make it easier? Yep, Hawthorne fingering weight, kettle dye, 357 yards per 100 grams. And it is 80% superwash fine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. And it is in the color Conifer, which I think is a very apt name. Is the tree behind me a conifer? Look at how well that matches. Anyway, Musselburgh hat. So with this hat, you knit like a long tube and then you fold it inside itself so it's double thick. And right now it's just on 16-inch needles, so you're not really going to be able to see the width. But this is how much I have done. There is some color pooling, so I guess be aware of that if you're not into that. I don't think Ben cares, so I don't care, if that makes sense. Like I think he'll be fine, especially because you can fold it inside itself. It's like if he prefers one half to the other, he can flip it around so that the other half is tucked inside, you know? And I think that the folded brim will sort of help break that up too. So yes, this is it so far. I've actually done more than I thought I had. So I did all of the increases and now I'm just going straight, and I'm going to be going straight for quite a while. So it's another like plain stockinette project, which I love some good stockinette, meditative, don't have to think. Great for when you're watching Vlogmas or other podcasts, because you can like, you know, not miss miss anything. Sometimes if I have a project that's too complicated, I'll realize like, oh man, I have heard them talking about this project, but I haven't like glanced up at the screen to see what it looks like. So this is great for that. Are you guys enjoying Vlogmas? I'm not caught up on all the ones I've been watching, but I have been really enjoying watching them. And yes, I'm not doing it this year. You've probably noticed if you're a returning member that I have no Vlogmas videos up. I don't quite feel like I have the equipment to be able to do a real vlog, but it's so fun to watch other people's. So comment below if there's any favorites that you've been watching, any that have really been filling you with the holiday spirit. I will say Christmas is not the only winter holiday I celebrate. I also celebrate Hanukkah. And yeah, I'm excited for that to come up. And it's kind of fun to see on Vlogmas. I always want to put an S and say Vlogsmas, but I don't think that's right. But it's fun to see on Vlogmas, like, just what people do for their winter traditions and if they include other holidays or not. You know, it's just about what's your family tradition. So that's always fun. Anyway, yes. I'm not doing any gift knits. Well, okay. This one. Say I'm not doing any gift knits. Meanwhile, I'm actively working on a knit that is a gift. I don't think I'm going to try to push myself to have it done by Christmas, though. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, so it's just been really relaxing knitting for me. I do think I want to start a new sweater, but I'm not 100% decided on which one. I've got a couple up my sleeve that I have yarn for. So maybe I'll keep that a mystery till next time. Buy myself some time to decide. Anyway, yeah, I hope that everything is going well for you. I hope that you are enjoying the holiday season in whatever way, shape, or form that is for you. I hope that, yeah, your house is looking how you want it to look with decorations or not, that you're getting to spend time with family and friends as you choose, and that overall you are just happy, cozy, healthy, and enjoying the season, making the most of it in whatever way that looks like for you. I'd love to hear more about what you're working on, so definitely, again, leave me a message. I will be sure to respond to it. And until next time, enjoy everything you're working on. I hope you have a great time, and I will see you then. Bye.